Go.
Hi, Webb Benninghoven here with Jeff Gallo from Gulf Coast Motorcycles. We're here to talk about the most anticipated bike of all 2013, BMW's brand new precision water-cooled R1200GS. Now you may or may not know this, but 33 years ago, BMW introduced the Enduro motorcycle with the R80GS. For the last 33 years, BMW has been the mark that every other Enduro motorcycle has been compared to. What do you do when you're the one company that everybody looks to for the best Enduro motorcycle on the planet? Well, you start from scratch and you start all over again. They've reinvented this motorcycle from the ground up. Well, let's take a look at what everybody's talking about the most. This engine, the all-new precision water-cooled engine, is getting lots and lots of attention. Why? Because it's so radically different from the way boxers have been. When you look at the motor, you'll see the intake is on top and the exhaust is now on the bottom, where it used to be in the back and the front. Going to this gravity feed has enabled the engine to operate more efficiently. An extra benefit to that, you can see back here, it's opened up a lot more space for the rider's legs. While we're here, I also want to point out that this motorcycle has an all-new continuous tubular frame. Brand new for this bike for this year. Now, this motor has got precision water cooling. That's taken from Formula One racing, where they put the cooled vanes throughout the motor exactly where they need to be to make this the most efficient. Doing that has enabled the bike to get not only excellent fuel economy, it's 6% better than it's ever been before, but also 15 more horsepower and much lower emissions. Now this motorcycle is all new from the front to the back. Take a look up front, you'll see that this bike features all new LED headlights and is tremendously exciting. Now from the front, come around to the side here, it's got an infinitely adjustable windscreen for the driver. And of course, there's always many different windscreens to choose from, but this is adjustable by a simple rotating dial. Coming back to the seat, it's the most comfortable seat they've ever offered. The driver's seat's adjustable forwards and backwards, up and down, and the passenger pillion seat is movable forwards and backwards to give you the optimum seating position for both the rider and the passenger. Another cool thing about this bike, when you come around the side and you take a look here, you'll notice that the rear foot pegs and the support for the saddlebags, they're easily removable in case you're going to be doing most of your riding off-road and you don't want to have to worry about damaging any of the frame parts on this rear subframe that's here. Now to me, and a lot of the riders that are out there, we think the most important development for the motorcycles in this day and age are the riding modes. This bike is unique. It's the only bike of its kind that features 5 full riding modes. Yes, this bike can be not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 completely different motorcycles with just the touch of a button. Now, if you come around here and take a look at the dash, I'm going to talk you through those. This dash is all newly redesigned, and it's fantastic and easy to read. Now we're going to go through the modes and switch gears from over here on the right-hand side grip. Now when you take a look at the dash, you'll see your odometer and your exterior temperature. Of course you're in neutral, and then below it you'll see rain. Rain is the first of the 5 modes. Now what do the modes do? The modes take into account your throttle input, your ABS, your traction control, your dynamic ESA. They mix them all together and come up with the optimum performance for the motorcycle based on the individual settings. Now, for example, in the rain, you don't want a throttle that's too twitchy. And you don't want a bike that has too little ABS brake input. So you've got plenty of ABS, you've got plenty of traction control, and a throttle that's not going to try to break the wheel loose the moment you twist it. Stepping it up into the next mode, which is road, and you'll see it get accepted into the system there, is going to give you a more normal throttle response about midway on your ABS, midway on your dynamic traction control, and your dynamic ESA. Your third mode is your dynamic mode. And this is for riding this bike like a supermoto for a fun day out at the track. You've got very, very responsive throttle input. You've got diminished ABS input and diminished traction control to enable you to slip the bike a little bit as you're making your way around the track on a track day. Next is your enduro setting, and the enduro setting retards the ABS in the rear, and it's designed for limiting the amount of ABS input that you have so that you don't have the bike trying to keep your brakes from locking when you're riding around in the dirt. The last setting is Enduro Pro, and you can see this little jumper, this little indicator on the dash lets you know that the jumper plug is in place, enabling the bike to be operated in the Enduro Pro mode. That's a regular full-time setting, but it does require that jumper to make it happen. That eliminates your ABS entirely on the back and reduces it to the front so that you do have the ability to kick the back out riding around in the dirt. Now, another big addition to this bike, and probably one of the most sought after things for the 2013 GS, is right here. Now, you BMW riders will recognize this as cruise control. Yes, an Enduro with cruise control. Our favorite GS now is easier to ride on the highway than ever before. When you look through the rest of the switchgear, you'll see you have your trip and information computers are right here at your fingertips. Your trip runs through your trip odometer, 1 and 2, and also your bike's range to empty. The next is your information, which takes you from the exterior temperature through the engine temperature, your fuel consumption on a single tank and on a trip, your average speed, your tire pressure monitors, your engine oil level, and it also gives you today's date. The next switch over is where you can control your ABS, your anti-skid control, and your ESA. Now, like all the ESAs in the past, your ESA is set up for one rider with luggage, or 2 riders, and that's your preload. From there, your next setting is for hard, soft. Well, your Enduro Pro, that only gives you hard or soft. Let me switch your mode over to rain, and you'll see exactly what I was talking about. You have normal, hard, and soft for your ESA settings. Now, while your ESA settings are configurable by you, the dynamic suspension on this bike operates up to every 10 milliseconds. It makes an adjustment in the suspension of the bike to keep the bike completely controllable and customizable by you. Another feature that this bike has is locking GPS. This has the GPS prep, but it locks with the key from the bike, and your BMW Nav4 GPS goes right in there. I don't want to take a lot of time. Please email us or give us a call with any questions that you may have. Check out our website. It's www.gcmotorcycles.com, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. I'm going to let you go with a quick listen to the sound of this amazing boxer motor. Thanks again. This is Jeff Gallo and Webb Benninghoven saying thanks for watching Gulf Coast Motorcycles.